Hey everyone, we're live here. Please let me know first if there are any technical issues, if you can hear me or see me. I'm trying to bring on a guest, not know if I'm going to be able to. Working out some technical issues on this platform. If it doesn't work this time, then I will be switching to a different platform. So I'm going to try to bring on Elad Levy from Fixel. Let's see if we can do that. And send live. Let's see. Hey, Elad, can you talk? Yo, Elad, can you hear me? Elad doesn't know he's live. I'm trying to, and then drag resource here. Okay, cool. All right, so just some quick housekeeping. LinkedIn locals coming on in 2 weeks from today, Thursday,
Can you hear me?
June 27th, 9:30
you.
in the morning. It's going to be at Urban Place, and it's going to be a workshop with Dale Carnegie Academy. It's going to be free food, and a free happy hour after. I don't know if that means we're going to have alcohol because it's at 11 o'clock is when it's done. I don't know what kind of happy hour that is. I'm being told that people can't hear me. Let me see what's going on LinkedIn. Can anyone hear me? I know I can hear myself if I turn on the volume. Okay, Elad can't hear me. Elad, try talking so we can get you in. No, let's see. All right. Anyway, I'm going to start talking about automation until we get it. I was promised Elad Levy. Yes, you were. Thanks. What's up, Gabriel? Ben, we hear and see you. Great. Okay. Awesome. Ben, do you guys hear Elad? I see Elad. I know he's on. Do you guys hear him? Please let me know. Elad, check out your audio setting on the bottom right, I believe. Let me know if you're able to fix that. In the time being, I'm going to talk about a little bit about our topic, and I'll tell a little about Elad. He'll speak about it himself. So marketing, automation, business processes, these are all very important in order to be able to grow our business. So one of the great things that Fixel is a very unique remarketing that actually, if you have numbers and the scale in numbers, I can't underestimate how important scale numbers is when it comes to automation and marketing, right? So let's say we're talking about AI. The more input, so let's say they want to be able to recognize a cat, AI, they need to get as many pictures of cat as possible for the AI to learn these are cats, and many pictures of things that are like cats but not. So let's say lions, tigers, certain kind of dogs that might look a little bit like cats, for them to be able to distinguish between cats and other felines. So then the AI can quickly be able to pick this up. The more data and the more input that we have, the better the AI becomes. This is also true when it comes to marketing. When you work at LinkedIn, I mean, they recommend, if you're the best, like $150 a day per campaign. Now that's way too high, in my opinion. That's $4,500 a month per campaign, but you should be trying to get $50 per campaign minimum per day, right? So what it does is that we're going to be able to get a certain kind of automate. We're going to be able to get the economies of scale. We learn from the data, and you're able to optimize faster. That's one of the cool things that Fixel is able to do, is that Fixel is able to use a lot of numbers and data and be able to provide a very strong ROI. What would be great is we can actually get Elad to speak here, but he's having audio issues. Elad, do you want to try to refresh, or I don't know if you can hear me at all. I see you're chatting with me. All right. Unable to hear you.
Now okay. I can hear you.
Everyone, check your audio settings. Anyway, thanks everyone for hanging on here while we're trying to figure this out. This has been quite a pain in the butt. I must say that I can't get this to work. The good news is we're able to bring a broadcaster on, and he's live, and he feels awkward. So if you're not enjoying the fact that Elad feels awkward and doesn't know what the hell's going on, I am. So I do get enjoyment out of awkward situations. Actually, I had a conversation with a friend. I was asking, why is it about Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld to an extent, and Arrested Development, these TV shows, why are they so good? And I think what it is that there's this awkward funniness to it, this real life awkwardness to it. And I really think those are those kind of moments in life that are really cool and interesting. And speaking of which, I have a client that they put out very awkward ads, you would say. Some of them might look a little on LinkedIn. Some of them could be a little racy. We're actually calling out our target audience, kind of like trolling them in a friendly, loving way. You'd be surprised. We do get some interesting comments on the ads, but it does very well for brand awareness, and it does very well for conversion rates. So it's something to talk about also, since we're on the topic of being awkward. All right, Elad. So yes, we hear Elad. That's awesome. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hold on a second. Yo, Elad, speak now.
Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Now I hear you. Amazing. Just one problem is that I hear myself and I hear you. So people like to say they like hearing themselves. I think that's the biggest lie. I know people who do like 3 hours a day on radio. The last thing they want to do is hear a recording of themselves. Okay, so let's see. How can I shut off the recording of my audio? I don't know. All right, so Elad, let's welcome you on board, and I'm going to try to ignore myself, which has been something that it was very hard for other people to do, let alone for me to do myself. So I'm going to pretend not to listen to the man in my ear, which is me. Elad, I'd introduce you, but you can do yourself better justice. Marketer, legend, real good at when it comes to analytics. Tell us a little bit about you, your experience, what makes your experience unique to, let's say, other marketers, and how you use that to grow Fixel, a little bit about Fixel.
So my background originally came from working in SEO and analytics. That's kind of my two cornerstone, let's say, professions as a digital marketer. Over time, the thing that I kind of tried to make myself more an expert in is general kind of technical marketing, all the automation, integrations, being able to kind of bridge between different applications and different data sources, and be able to kind of exploit these to the better use of your marketing. And I think that kind of defines how I do my marketing today at Fixel.
Awesome. All right, my feedback is driving me nuts. So what is it about people hate this technical stuff? Like, I know we've talked before about Google Tag Manager, and I have a client who she's like the brainchild of connecting everything. So Zapier and Unbounce for landing pages, LinkedIn Ads, lead gen forms, Eloqua, everything. She's leaving. She's moving on to something else. And they're just like, what do I do? And this goes for everyone. A lot of people, they're not that technical, and they hate, like, it's like intangible, and it's engineering. I feel like it's like doing electrical engineering, but on your computer. You're always worried you're going to screw things up. You're going to get electrocuted if you don't have enough experience. Why are people, including myself to an extent, so intimidated?
I think that marketing is going through a very interesting kind of transformation, which is changing from something that used to be relying completely on soft skills to something that's driving more, I'd say, analytical skills. So the first shift was moving to the data-driven marketing. So marketers that were previously kind of intimidated by graphs and charts and these different things are now, it's part of your day-to-day work, and that's acceptable. And the second shift that's happening now is that marketers are becoming more and more technical. You need to understand more about the pixels and different things that are kind of integrating, because there's more moving parts around there. And I think there's a great lack of people that are able to actually kind of do the heavy lifting in that. And there was an interesting conversation the other day on one of the professional groups here in Israel, talking about which profession is most lacked in the digital marketing market kind of landscape. And my take on that was that we're lacking marketing operations. We're lacking people that are able to work marketing automation, but moreover into the general kind of applications of it. And I think the larger organizations have that kind of marketing and information systems in place. But the smaller ones surely don't have that kind of person who's hands-on, who knows what to do. And there's usually a marketer and a developer, and they don't get along well, and not able to kind of communicate these needs accordingly. So if you're able to find someone who has that kind of ability, hold on to him. Don't let them go, because usually they don't have, they're not easy to replace, and all the knowledge would leave the organization.
So marketers really need to go in a lot harder and having to learn all these tools. Wouldn't it be better to focus on specialization and then maybe work with a person or an agency, someone like you who's an expert in setting and the communication between all of your different marketing tools?
I think as a marketer, you should be able to do the basic connections between the different tools. So using Zapier, in my opinion, is kind of a standard for marketers. Okay, you can't be capable of connecting lead forms to whichever CRM you're working on Zapier. So I think the basics should be done by each market on its own. But beyond that, yes, there should be people that are professional within that kind of field of expertise. And I think there's a great lack of such people.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Put on headphones if you can. I think I hear a little bit of blowback, but it could just be me. If people can tell us how they hear us, how's the actual quality of our talking, I'd really like to know. If
Quality
you
of
hear
content
both of
or
us
quality
fine.
of audio?
Say it again.
Quality of content or audio?
I don't know. They can judge on that. By the way, if anyone has any questions, feel free to add it. I think we have like a 15-second delay from what we're actually live, and it's actually coming in through the questions. Anyway, what's up, Gabriel Ehrlich? With Hey Ben, what's up, Lori Avner? So we have 15 people, current 16 live, and it should grow, but we're going to have to get off in the next 10 minutes probably. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about Fixel and what can we learn when it comes to building processes and automations?
So Fixel is an audience segmentation tool. It's under the kind of assumption that user engagement is closely tied to conversion. So if you know who is more engaged on a website, you're more able to act on these people and drive them to actually convert. Now, using, or I'd say building Fixel, we're a small team, we're kind of understaffed like any other startup. So we're trying to do as much as we can is in a sense of automation and kind of drive these things at scale. And I think the key issue here was being able to create a simple, I'd say, streamlined communication between us and the R&D team. So we're able to act on anyone who's coming by our website who's doing specific actions on our SaaS product, and being able to communicate to them and, pass out the right messages we want, and be able to communicate to HubSpot, to Slack, to whichever other platforms that we need to, so that we're acting fast, we're acting very agile, we can change and update our messaging frequently. And I think that took us quite a while to build. But at the end of the day, we have something that I think is very robust, and I think it's very unique in this way.
Excellent. What have been the greatest challenges that you have when it comes to onboarding clients, proof of concept? And let's start there, and then I'll ask my next question. Sure.
So I think our key kind of setback there that there is no immediate feedback. There is no satisfaction that returns to the user. They go onto our website, they create their own code snippet, they put it up on their website, and then nothing happens. And we have this sort of time lag of 24 hours before they can actually see any sort of happening that's being created in their Google Analytics or Facebook account or wherever else. So I think our greatest challenge is being able to drive these people to install, and then kind of wait through these 24 hours and keep them in suspense. Okay, something great is coming. And I think that's kind of where we're trying to put our automations and our different kind of microcopy to work, and make that really kind of a good experience, one that's good for them.
How do you do that?
A microcopy is a major part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Really trying to convey that message that, hey, you won't get any feedback now, it's fine. And B, once the moment comes, you're going to be mind blown. And it's really kind of trying to balance these two things, that suspense.
Right. So tell us about Fixel, the name. I heard this book. It's a combination of two words, the F word and pixel. Is that correct?
It's a fixing the pixel, basically.
Fixing the pixel?
Fixing the pixel, yeah.
Not effing the pixel. Okay.
We actually brought it up for vote in one of the professional groups here in Israel, and that was the name that was chosen, kind of most popular vote. So that's how we came around with it, and I think today it's a tagline, the Fixel Pixel there.
Nice, I like it. Do you have any? Since it was crowdsourced, do you ever think you made a mistake in the name? I'm just curious because my wife, one of the things she does, she helps companies come up with names just in general,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people, they pay for these services and then they decide, I'm not going to take any of the names. Or a lot of people do it with logo creation and a lot of things like that. Do you think there's a lot of analysis paralysis? Was it difficult for you to decide and close in on a name?
We ultimately came up with 3 and then put them up for vote. So we came with a closed list. We didn't come with anything too
That's
open. And it took some time. It was an acquired taste, but ultimately it's something that we can actually love and relate with. So I think we're pretty good with it now. Originally, this is one of the stories in the mythology of Fixel now, but the entire design and everything came from a $5 Fiverr gig, kind of.
Love it.
So we were able to create something that's it's memorable, something that sticks, that we can use on different designs. We were lucky enough to do it cheap, but I don't think that's kind of the takeaway here. It's really bringing something that's memorable, something that relates to your audience, to your specific product, and making sure that it sticks.
Right. So actually, I wanted to talk about before you even mentioned Fiverr is when you said you had a finalist of 3 names and how you actually decide on one. So if anyone's looking for whatever logos, business cards, stationery, I mean, Fiverr is pretty cool. Is that if you give direction or like a limitation within this, I'm looking for something like this, and let them use a little bit of their creativity, you'll get amazing results for a great price. But if you just say, hey, make me a logo, here's my business, here's what we do, run with it, you're going to get crap. But if you give some kind of dimensions or limitations on Fiverr, my personal experience, you'll be very happy with what you get, whether you're making banners or logos or business cards.
For sure. I think generally working with designers, you need to give these kind of, guidelines, okay? Because you don't want them to be creative just for sake of creativeness. You're trying to achieve some sort of purpose. So you really got to lay that down clearly.
Right. Awesome. Great. Anything when it comes to automation and marketing, what else do you think you can, as we finish up here, got to get off in a few minutes. If anyone has any questions, now be the time to ask. What do you think regarding automation and marketing that people should keep in mind? I mean, automation, I think it's kind of a scary word for some people. They're not sure, they're a little put off by it because it means we're giving up control. So whether it's automated bidding on Google or LinkedIn, sometimes we're a little skeptical. We want to do a little bit on our own first and then maybe move to automation, or we would A/B test it. What would you tell people regarding automation, marketing, and advertising?
I think the processes that we put in place automatically are ones that the automation is first used as a flag. We don't act on it immediately. So it's kind of, surfaces the things that need to be attended, and once we understand how they should be attended, we then move them to fully automated. But
Mhm.
we have this kind of process where we identify things that are repetitive. We create the automation to support that. And at the first kind of month, we only have it flag certain items or issues that we're seeing. And only after we see that this is working and this is kind of bringing up the right output that we're expecting to see, and these are the kind of actions that you'd expect to have and the specific exceptions that you'd have in some cases, only then you move to the actual full-blown automation. And I think that kind of process is the right and is, bringing it in the right kind of way with the right kind of fallback for different kind of edge cases.
Awesome. Great. All right. So first off, just to everyone listening, please send me a message about the quality of the video, the quality of the audio, anything we need to improve on so I can feed it back to the early beta and the third-party software that we're using. In case anyone wondering, we're using something called socialive.us. There's another one also, Wirecast, that I've also been testing. I want as much feedback as possible, especially since my free trial ends soon and it's very expensive. So when I make a decision, I have to go all in. So any feedback is important. I'm sure Elad knows this as someone who's, feedback is probably the most important thing when it comes to growing and improving. Why are people reluctant to give feedback? Why do you think that is?
I don't think people are. You just need to ask the right questions and come with the right attitude to it. People love talking about themselves and love talking about their experience, but you gotta get it right.
Right. So you need to be proactive in requesting and requesting the right questions.
For sure.
How do you know what the right questions are?
You gotta understand what's painful for you.
Right. Well, all right. Well, there you go. So pain points. You could tell that you're a good marketer, because marketers knows that good copy also emphasizes some pain points too. All right. So thank you a lot from Fixel. They could check out Fixel at fixel.ai, Fixel.ai. So you can fix your pixel, right? That's the clean way of remembering it. And thanks so much. All right, everyone. This is LinkedIn Live, and so join us for our LinkedIn Local on June 27th. Message me if you don't have the details for a free workshop, free food, and free happy hour with Dale Carnegie, learning how to break the ice and network people. So you go to an event and you want to walk up to someone, their prospect, a client, someone you want to work with, or even poach. You can go up to them with confidence. You know what to say, so you don't come off as a total creep. All right, thanks everyone, and have a good one. Thanks again.